So the day after the Matric results have come out, something we've been discussing for a long time, and an opportunity for us as the school leadership just to sit, reflect on those results, see where we're actually going. Must admit, pleased as anything with our class of 2024 in terms of Matric results. I know we've also got that spilling right down throughout the school as well, which we want to have a look at. But for you, what do you reckon your biggest yay moment is about the results?
Well, there's a new principle here that when I saw the 100% pass rate, that always makes me incredibly happy. But the fact that we had bachelor degree passes at 86% and diploma passes at 14% and no certificate passes is a total and utter win. And when we look at the results and we see how many B's and C's that we have and the percentages up there, to me, that's really, really important. And we always celebrate the A's, but what's important is those ones that we're backing and how do we push them to get that bachelor degree. That's more important. And I think we really, really got that right.
I just think you've hit something there that's so important. To actually have peaked with 130 odd B's is huge, because actually peaking up at a B instead of the average peaking up at a C has been something that's really been significant.
You know what, there's always ambition, and that's what I said to the staff this morning or yesterday morning when I couldn't contain myself any longer and I spoke about the results. And I said 86% but bachelor degree. We can never say we've reached. We now need to say 90% bachelor degree pass. Because to me, that's important. If we can get to that 90%, it sounds like only 4%, but when I spoke to John the other day, he said, 4% is a big order, but you know what? The staff are motivated, they work hard, the work that they've put into, not so much the top pupils, but to get those bottom ones to achieve their absolute best. To me, they really need to be commended.
You can always convert the B's into A's, especially those 78, 79s.
Yeah, having a good look at those is hugely important. Yeah, you're right.
That's where the trajectory has to be.
Good focus area to get the ambition into that part of it as well.
And a serious look at the portfolio work that's being put in and evaluate the portfolio work very closely with the IDCs and see where our students weak. Because from one year to the next, if we weak with one topic, we probably weak with a topic the next year as well. So lots and lots of work to do with the IDCs and those results for all the different staff members. But the motivation that I saw this morning, we've got this 90% bachelor degree covered for next year.
I love it.
Awesome.
And honestly, when you have a look at such a spoken about section of any school, which is your core maths, and we're sitting with a program that's been running over 3 years now, and here our 3rd year with our senior maths teacher, Beatrice, where we are nearly 3% above the IEB national norm.
That's phenomenal.
In math core is a big one.
It's a huge one.
It's a big one in terms of just a moment of success. Program running through, reaching that success has been quite something.
And I'm hoping to see more of that when we start, plugging in our maths expectations for the younger kids with our maths programs, remediation programs, and obviously that will carry on through into the high school as the years progress.
Correct, yeah.
I love the averages. The averages that 20.6% of our maths pupils got an A. And when you put it like that, then you can see
incredible.
How remarkable it is. And I always have to mention that 33% of our isiZulu students achieved an A aggregate. To me, that is amazing.
Yeah, that's another absolute highlight. What was our top isiZulu mark? 98%?
98%, top 1%er.
Really?
Top 1%er in the IB, both for isiZulu, and our history results were also amazing. Also a top 1%er for history. And the teacher was amazed. She said, I can't believe that he got into the top 1%.
The top 1% of all our EB candidates in the country. I mean, that's just unbelievable.
Yeah. And that history, again, like that maths we've just spoken about, we're talking about a program that Jess has been following, taking solid and building on solid into what she's managed to achieve in this year's results. So again, a good program, good progress coming through, buy-in from the parent, buy-in from our kids.
And I think especially our teachers, because I think without the teamwork and without the drive and ambition and wanting to achieve and wanting to actually do things for the kids, it's not about the teachers, it's about the kids and their futures. And I think building that team is where your focus has been this year, Chantal. And I think the absolute rewards show when you've got an incredibly strong leader with a strong team, you get strong rewards, strong results.
And just the fact that you had them celebrating one another with those results. As you read out these results and you see the staff celebrating one another.
It was all amazing. It was
That's absolutely huge. And here's one for you. I chatted to one of our current 2025 grade 12s who's here as one of the prefects for our grade 8 introduction to the school. And I said, so what about our results? And the answer was, you see, sir, we can do it. There's no excuses. What 2024 achieved, we at 2025 are now motivated to do that and even better where we can. So, yeah, sir, that's so motivating. Look, there you go. There you go. They'd be motivated by the efforts of other kids with our staff getting in there, and suddenly they're saying, we can do it. And
that's
I'm
exactly
really enjoying that.
What happened today is I had a grade 7 child coming into grade 7 this year, and we spoke about Miguel, who's our top achiever, 6 distinctions, who was a complete, I don't want to call it an underdog, but really had a compromised matric year, journey to matric, having dealt with personal family issues, learning difficulties on the sports field, and went on to achieve the Duck Scholar. I think he won all the sports awards as well.
Walked away with it.
And now he's studying medicine in Italy next year. And I managed to get this little boy to hear that story and to actually, I was hoping to get them to meet, but didn't work out. But just to hear that sense of achievement and success from a child who was nowhere and who is quite happy to discuss that and is now reaching his dreams.
And honestly, I don't know that I've been hugged as hard by a parent as I was by Miguel's mom and by other parents today, where their kids who had been struggling 3 years ago with maths, for example, and maths is one that was mentioned a lot, and suddenly these learners who others wanted to give up on in terms of maths, called Beatrice, climbed in there, won them over just with the heart that she has besides anything else. And here we got parents who literally in tears hugging us because their kids have got these phenomenal results. And for me, that was heartwarming, encouraging. I can't wait actually for Miguel as our Ducks to come and address at the next year's assembly, or this year's later on assembly, because that's going to be wonderful because he's so popular. They're going to go nuts just to have this achiever and example come through to see them.
One thing that stood out for me when he spoke at the valedictory was that there was one teacher that changed his life. It was just one teacher who saw his strengths, who believed in him, who took him under his wing. But the word is believed in. And that's really all it takes is, and imagine if you've got one teacher who believes in you, but now you've got a whole team.
Yeah, 100%.
Who believes in you. It's a very big difference.
And so for me, the teachers are getting the formula right. So you're smiling. So Nikki with the business, her results are so solid. She's also getting 20.1% of her students are getting A's. Same with Beatrice, she's got the formula right. So you know what? If they keep passing this formula on to the rest, we're going to get there with all our subjects.
And that's the lovely thing, is we've got such a good cross-section in terms of experience on our staff, so that a younger person coming in is immediately advantaged by the fact that they've got this mentoring happening and they're listening to, we call it the formula, they're listening to this
formula,
understanding of how this works, and it sets them up career-wise, but even more important what it does, it is setting up their learners in their classroom because they're being set up career-wise as well. And I'm really enjoying that as well. Andy, your preparation, leading all the way up. And I know we focus on all the matric results and so on, but what I'm seeing come out of the prep at the moment is the same sort of incredible stuff that we're seeing come through with the programs that we'd had in the high school. So I know you are a map guru at the moment, enthusiast at the moment, and between you and I, you've gone further than I, but we dived into this whole map thing and having a look at it from a personalized to class to grade basis and the difference that it makes. Speak to us about the importance of the map, give us a concept behind it, and then speak to us about the importance of the map, particularly with the fact that we started this with the English side of things, because there's great stuff happening there as well.
Yeah. So MAP stands for Measures of Academic Progress, and it is an international benchmark that is done across all the world in, I think, over 30 or 40 countries. And it's done per grade in English and in maths. When we started our MAP journey, our results were not where I wanted them to be. But currently, when we look at like for like amongst all the community schools groups and the Pinnacle groups and even the house schools, part of the Advotech groups, we are currently sitting as a school at number 6 in the group in English and number 8 in maths, which, considering the interventions that I've put in the last 2 years, is an absolutely phenomenal achievement in such a short period of time. And I think the reading intervention program has been absolutely critical in getting our kids reading at their ages. What we found, well, as everyone should know, only 80% of South African children cannot read for meaning at a grade 4 level. And that is absolutely shocking statistics. And, as heads of school, we can't allow that to happen. So we have an incredible reading intervention program in place where our children are reading beautifully. And within the last 6 months, we've gotten 50% of our entire Interson phase, reading 50% better than they were 6 months ago. So, and I'm hoping that we continue on this trajectory by, in 6 months' time, we should have all our children reading at their grade 8s.
So would you have a look at that, all right? We've already seen, although you're now doing the same thing with the map and mathematics, there was already, before you started diving into the mathematics, there was already an improvement in the mathematics testing. Where's that coming from?
Well, the minute a child is able to read better, the maths then gets better because they're able to read and understand the maths questions better. But having said that, the plan going forward with the maths is also a maths intervention program. I'm not satisfied with number 8 in the group. We're not competitive at all here at PCK. Nope. But why not? I mean, our jobs are here to actually give our kids the best that we can. We are passionate, we're educators, we're here for the kids. And I think at the end of the day, whatever we can do to make sure that our children achieve the best in their ability, in their potential, that's what we're going to do, no matter what.
And it sort of fits in with our ambitions. That's also great, because we do want to compete and we want to teach our kids to compete. And it's not a negative thing, it's a positive thing. They need to do the best that I possibly can as well. So yeah, look, that whole map is also in and being developed into the high school and being nursed in there as well, and has made a phenomenal difference with our grade 8s and 9s in particular. But even now, as they've gone into the next years, that means it's hit to our grade 10 level. And so that's also making a difference. That's all going to add to further celebrations right at the end because of what's happened over here right at the start with interventions and fixing.
So in 5 years' time, Chantal, we're not going to say 90% BD pass, we're going to say 95%.
Exactly.
Happy enough with that.
So my day started this morning meeting my new grade 8s, and I said to them, remember, you're going to be the class of 2029. And I said, I'm going to have a special relationship with you because you're going to be the grade that I take through from grade 8 to grade 12. And it was so wonderful to put our matric results up and let those parents see those results and talk to it. So I went from speaking to our new grade 8s and grade parents to rush to celebrate with our matrics. And to me, that was just the most amazing morning I've ever had, because it was wonderful to celebrate the new and to celebrate, look what we've done. And I think the parents, some of the grade 8 parents even popped into the grade 12 results. And you know what, it was such a wonderful morning, and it's such a wonderful way to celebrate our results.
Well, well done. Well done.
Yeah, it
Well
has
done
been
all
good.
around.
You know, there's another intervention that has made such a huge difference with our maths and our science in particular, and that's with our AdviLearn program that AdviTech has really working and pushing into the schools in a big way. And we paid huge attention to that last year and got stuck into making sure that all of the advantages of that maths and science on that platform improved homework, it improved tests, and we've got evidence from school over a few years now of that whole AdviLearn program making a huge difference with our results. So there's another real positive as we've applied that program as well as we have, that it's actually making a difference in our physics, where we had good results this year as well. So right across the board, we've got these programs, and more we're seeing that they've rolled out, and they're not just brand new yet, and we're seeing what we're getting in terms of genuine, quantifiable results that are coming through. So it's really, really pleasing, isn't it?
Very pleasing. And we're not afraid to work with those. So the one mom that was crying in the meeting this morning, and she said to me, somebody said at the primary school, my child will never matriculate. And she said, look what you did, he's matriculated. And you know, those are the moments that make our job worthwhile. And also we have tears in our eyes and we think, yes, I'm in the right place, I'm doing the right job. But we need to know that some people have hurdles and barriers, but at Pinnacle we can go over those hurdles and we can ensure that you get a matric certificate.
I'm with you on that. We so often hear about the A's and B's, and well done. Those are massive achievements. But one of the first things I like to do is to look at my non-A's, non-B's, okay? And those are going to get a few C's and D's because we know that we've walked a journey with them as well. So yeah, tears in the staff room, tears with the parents, tears with some of our teachers. I remember one of our teachers had tears just looking at her results, and she got extremely good results, but the tears just showed what she poured into it over the 3 years of grade 10, 11, and 12 with her huge class of business studies. So well done to Nikki as well. So Chantal, last thoughts?
You know what? There's always room for improvement. We always want to do better. I'm very competitive. I always want to do better. And I see so much in our staff, as you said, with regards to some people have just got the formula. And this morning I said to Nikki, now you need to pass the formula down to Jenny, who we've just employed. And to me, that's important to grow those new staff members. We've got a lot of young staff members, and to grow them and to work with them. And I believe that we are definitely on the way up to this 90% bachelor degree pass next year.
The last couple of days for me have just embodied what PCK stands for. The genuine warmth, the attention to detail, the love of every child, and making sure that every child reaches their potential no matter what. And I think that's really, really come through quite strongly, which we'll continue to do.
And I think that's really what we as a senior team, along with all of our support at our brand head office and central head offices as well, that's where we feel that we are going.
Making a difference.
And we are. And I think that for us is the key. It's not just achieving results. It's actually making a difference in areas that a school like ours is going to feed kids into all sorts of places across our country, and they're going to make a difference because it's not just the marks, it's the heart, it's the ethics, it's all of that our children are getting and want and our country needs.
Well done, everybody.
Yeah, well
Well
done,
done.
team.